Hi everyone, I'm Wendy Beck from LiceDoctors, and this is my partner Karen Sokoloff.
Hi.
And today we're going to talk about where can you get lice? Where does it come from? How do you get lice in the first place? So Karen, really, how do you get lice?
Well, you get lice from someone else's head, and you're not going to find lice in the outside world floating around. It's slightly possible, but it's not likely. The vast majority of cases are passed from one head to another. So if your child has had lice, or if your child's friend has had lice, your child will pass it to you, the child's friend will pass it to your child if they are in close physical contact.
Now, I'm wondering, has the incidence of head lice gone down since we're in the COVID epidemic?
Yes, in fact, that is the case. And the reason for that is probably fairly obvious. Children were not in school, they were not on play dates, they were not in close contact with other children, so the incidence did go down temporarily. Of course, now children are going back to school, and the incidence is rising significantly again. That's not to say that there wasn't an incidence, that there weren't incidences of head lice during COVID. It's just the absolute number was lower than it would have been if children were out and about with other kids.
Yeah, that's very interesting. Well, finally, the weather's getting a little warmer, and eventually summer will be here and we'll be going to the beach. Is there any way that you can get head lice at the beach?
Yes. The way that you can get head lice at the beach is from another person. You will not get head lice from going to the beach per se. You will not get, you may have heard of sea lice. Those are lice that are species specific, have nothing to do with humans. You may have, you may think that you can pick up lice from the beach, from sand or the towel. Not likely. The way that you will get head lice at the beach is only if you are right next to somebody who has head lice and that person's hair comes close to your hair.
Okay, so there's no need to wear a shower cap, right?
No.
Or anything on your head to prevent it, so you're not going to get it that way.
Right.
And what about camping?
Same thing. You cannot get head lice from being around trees or the grass. Or being out in nature. You can get head lice if you're in a tent, or if your sleeping bag is right next to somebody else who has head lice. Again, the lice will move from one person's head to another, but you will not get head lice from being outdoors.
Okay, I have another question. What are the chances of getting lice if you go to the movies and somebody was in the seat sitting there with lice before you sat in it?
Okay, it's possible. Lice will live off of the hair for a few hours, but the louse does not want to leave a human head where it's the optimal temperature and where their food supply is, human blood, and go onto a cold object where it will die within a few hours. In the off chance that a louse gets knocked out of the hair for some reason, and you sit in that seat, right after the person leaves, then there's a chance that you can get head lice. But again, the odds are pretty much against that happening.
Right, so it's basically head-to-head contact, and so we have to teach our kids all about personal space, and they don't want to get on top of anybody because, this is really, you don't want them to get head lice, and it's very easily transmissible.
That's right.
Now, what about hugging?
Well, hugging and anything in close contact, while we don't discourage hugging, keep in mind if your child has head lice and you hug the child, a louse can crawl from your child's hair into your hair. As a parent, you're most likely to get head lice if your child is little and you're picking them up. Yes, hugging can cause head lice. Same with sleepovers. Playing video games, anything where your heads are in close contact with each other.
Okay, then I think that wraps it up, and we'll say goodbye for now and see you next time.